So in a 30-minute workout, you can expect a little over 200 calories burned, which is so great.
Yeah.
I'm a big lover of food. So a lot of times I'm like, okay, waffle fries, that's this many calories. I can hoop for 40 minutes. Yeah. And I don't really do that.
Yeah. You could calculate it.
But I could. You could calculate it that easily if you would like to.
Welcome to Live and Learn. My name is Shirley Hilliker. I am the founder of Learn, and on each episode, we bring you interesting people within our communities that have knowledge, experience, and unique skills to share. These individuals are entrepreneurs, artisans, hobbyists, but most of all, people that live in your own backyard. Thank you for tuning in with me, and I hope you learned something new today. Live and learn. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Live and Learn. My name is Shirley Hilliker, and in this podcast, we interview interesting people that have knowledge, experience, and unique skills. And today, I am joined by the lovely Tiffany Hilliker.
You got it.
I got it right. Yes. You are the owner of Hoops and High Notes, and you have a degree in vocal and piano. What is that word?
Pedagogy.
Pedagogy.
Yes.
What is that?
I know. Pedagogy is the art of teaching.
Really?
So I have a music degree with a specialization in teaching voice and piano.
No, I did not know that. So I'm already learning something new.
I know,
That's
right?
amazing.
Yeah.
And you've been teaching for 15 years.
Over 15
right?
years,
Over
yeah.
15 years. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Nice. And in 2017, you became a certified Hoop Love coach.
Yes.
That is so cool.
And a little weird, right?
Yeah.
Everybody always goes, okay, they're like with me when I say piano and voice lessons. Yeah. And then I'm like, and I teach hula hoop lessons. And then their faces always are like, what is that?
Right.
And what does that have to do with music?
That's true. But then again, I mean, dance is incorporated, right? So
I think they're so intertwined. And you can learn so many different lessons about yourself through all of those mediums.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it. So it's kind of all encompassing and put it together.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Well, we like to start it off with a fun fact. So guys, if you didn't know, you're going to learn today. Tiffany, do you have a fun fact about hula hooping?
Yes. Well...
Or in general?
I think it's more in general about my business.
Okay.
Hula hooping's already fun. I don't know that I can make that any more fun.
Right.
But a fun fact about my business is that when I sweep every day, there's always a large amount of glitter and unicorn confetti getting swept up with, just like the leaves that get tracked in. And it makes me laugh every time, and also like weirdly proud that I'm like sweeping up glitter and unicorn confetti, because in the hoop lessons and in my hoop classes, anytime somebody does something awesome, we throw confetti at them.
Nice.
Like
That's
you're magical.
Cool. Yeah.
So I'm always cleaning up weird stuff. And I think there's like some weird life lesson in there.
Yeah.
Like, we all have some garbage, right? But we're trying to find what makes people sparkle and shine.
I love that.
And that's what my business is all about.
To keep them motivated.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, now we know that there's unicorn debris, and after you're done, that's what
you never know what you're going to see on the floor. Yeah.
I love it. Well, I actually have a fun fact too, because I was interested just in hula hooping, how it came about. And did you know that the longest recorded duration for a single hula hoop to be hooped is 74 hours and 54 minutes? It was a record set in Ohio by Aaron Hibbs in 2009.
I did not know that. That is incredible. Talk about ab endurance.
Yeah, I would die, because that's a really great workout for your core.
It really is.
Right?
Yes,
nice.
Absolutely. When you're first starting to learn, I've met lots of people that have no issue hula hooping. And I meet so many people that said, I have never been able to keep a hula hoop up in my life, even as a kid. And they're so intimidated by the idea of why would I take lessons? I can't even get it to spin around one time. And it literally is the tiniest fix. It's usually one or two tiny things. Most people think you're supposed to spin your body like you spin the hoop.
Right.
But actually, it's a front-back pelvic thrust, which is almost like doing a crunch. If you think about it, it's this sort of movement. So it's front back, not round and round. The hoop needs something hitting it to keep it going. And people are trying to move with it, and then it has nothing to push against.
No wonder I couldn't do it.
So you kind of have to go against your natural instinct on that. Yeah. And once I show people that, usually in just a matter of a few minutes, I can have them hula hooping. But then the next step is the endurance of the abs, because my new hoop students are like, oh man, 10 times around and they're getting tired already. But after a few lessons, after a month or two, their abs are so much stronger.
Wow.
They have so much more endurance.
Right.
And we work the entire area. We teach you how to move it from your lower hips all the way up to your chest and above your chest, because you actually have to isolate the different muscle groups directly above the hula hoop to be able to get it to move upwards.
Wow.
So you're using your abdominal region in ways you probably never have before. Even for people that are used to going to the gym and doing those hardcore ab exercises, it is not the same, because they've never had to stop there and think, I'm only using this muscle group right now. Let me isolate that one to get the hoop to stay in a certain place.
Wow.
So it's fun.
Yeah.
And you're getting a workout. And I love that, because you don't even realize you're exercising, because you're just playing and you're just having fun. But then at the end of the day, you're going to actually, the next day, you're probably going to feel that good sore, right? I hear that all the time. Like, Tiffany, I had no idea that I was getting such a good workout. The next day, every muscle in my body was sore. And that's also a fun fact. Just hula hooping on your waist, you're using 30 muscle groups simultaneously.
What? 30 of them?
30.
That's amazing. And I remember seeing, like, on a picture you had, how many calories do you burn?
It is 7 calories a minute. So in a 30-minute workout, you can expect a little over 200 calories burned, which is so great.
Yeah.
I'm a big lover of food. So a lot of times I'm like, okay, waffle fries, that's this many calories. I can hoop for 40 minutes. Yeah. And I don't really do that.
Yeah. You could calculate it.
But I could. You could calculate it that easily if you would like to. And it's fun. You're just having fun, and you're doing something that's good for your body. I think that's more important than counting calories and all that sort of stuff. It's good to know that you're burning calories and that you're building muscle and strength, endurance, balance, all these things that come into play when you start to learn to hula hoop. But it's more important that you're just moving your body.
Right.
I feel like as adults, a lot of us just don't have that much anymore. I mean, we know people that go to the gym regularly, but when do we just move for the fun of it? I think we've kind of lost that as we age, just moving because you just feel like it. Have you ever just wanted to dance?
Yeah.
Right.
I do.
And to me, hooping is like dancing. In fact, we don't just sit there and hoop on our waist the entire time. We learn all these tricks. You can move the hoop all over your body, and you can dance with it and flow with it. People call it flow arts for that reason. It's a very flowy process. You learn to turn the hula hoop into your dance partner.
Nice.
And
that's beautiful. I like the way you said that.
Yeah, that's how I've always thought of it. Like, this is my dance partner. How can we do this thing together?
Right.
How can we move together? And it becomes a beautiful thing. And at the same time, I'm honoring my body because I'm moving it instead of just being stuck at a desk all day, or whatever you may do for a living. I sit over a piano all day watching people play piano. It is like a disaster on my neck and shoulders. But then I can go grab my hoop, even for just a few minutes, and release all that tension and just honor my body and do something good for it.
Let's talk back about, how did you get started with hula hooping?
Okay, so I had a hysterectomy a few years back, and it was a long time coming. I found out I had endometriosis the year I got married. And that just really hijacked my life there for quite a long time. Talk about not wanting to move when you have chronic pain. And so I finally got to the place where I was able to have my hysterectomy. And that, number one, changed my life. Because for the first time, I wasn't in pain every single day of my life. And that was such a blessing. But also, I had 2 surgeries that year. There were some complications, so I had to have a second surgery. So I had been cut through my core muscles several times.
Ouch.
And I just felt like so weak there.
Right.
And I was at Target with my son, and I saw a hula hoop in the kids section. By the way, kids hula hoops are not the way to start. We can talk about that later. But I just thought, oh, that could be a fun way for me to like try to strengthen my stomach up. So I got home and I went to YouTube and I just searched hula hoop fitness. I had no idea what I was in for.
Oh, you didn't know beforehand?
I didn't know this was a thing. I thought I would get some exercises where you step back and forth while it's on your waist. This is like what I'm picturing. And then I see all these beautiful videos of these people dancing and doing all these crazy tricks with the hoops all over their body, and sometimes multiple hoops. And I was like...
Multiple?
Oh, yes. And I was like, what is this? So I went down the YouTube rabbit hole. I found this particular hooper, her name is Deanne Love, and she's just got the greatest spirit about her, and she had all these tutorials on there, really high quality tutorials. So I basically just taught myself from that, and it just became a love affair. I never thought something would ever feel like music felt to me, because music has always just been part of me.
Right.
And then when I found this, it was like this missing part that I didn't even know was missing.
Wow.
And it was that element of moving versus sitting. They're both expressive. I can sit down and play the piano to relieve stress, or I can pick up and grab a hoop and move my entire body to relieve stress. So they're different, but in effect they're the same to me. Because it is a part of just being creative and letting something flow out of you.
Right.
So to me, that's how they're connected. But yeah, that's how I got started. And I just fell in love with it because it wasn't just fitness for me, which is what I was initially hoping for, just to help after the surgery. But it, like I said, it relieved stress. It gave me another way to be creative with my entire body. It's meditative at times. There are times I can just get lost in a movement, and for the first time that day, I'm able to just shut my brain off of whatever I was thinking about. So many of my students tell me that is so important to them as well, and that they've discovered that. It created balance in my body.
Wow.
There's just so many different benefits, and that's why my hoops have just stayed with me. It's never just been one thing. It literally is this entire experience that I had no idea I was going to get to experience until that day when I just went down the YouTube rabbit hole.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So we're just randomly, hey, this might work, and bam.
Definitely.
Wow. So, and now you mentioned it's not good to start with a kid's hula hoop. So
it's not. Okay, so most people who tell me I've never been able to hula hoop, and that now here they are, a full-grown adult, right? And they're picking up this hoop that's this tiny and weighs 0 pounds.
Right.
And they're thinking that's going to be able to rotate enough around an adult-sized body, and it's just not. Then the other extreme is I've met people who go and buy those really large, fully weighted hoops that I'm sure we've all seen. They're kind of like rainbow-colored.
Okay. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then you can get those at like Walmart or something.
Right.
But they are so heavy, they can cause bruising, not just with your skin, but they can actually cause internal bruising. It is very bad for your body. Somebody gave one to me because they were like, I bought this and I hate it. Do you want it? And I was thinking I might be able to take all the foam off and get to something better underneath it.
Yeah.
And we tried it. It felt like a torture device. It hurt so bad. I was like, ow, I can't imagine wanting to keep this on my body. So hoopers use, you can make your own.
You got some examples, right?
I have made lots of my own hula hoops. This is one I bought.
You've made them?
Yeah. So I go to Lowe's and I go to the plumbing section, and you can buy these 100-foot coils of tubing, and they come in different sizes.
Right.
But really, the rule for an adult is if you are standing, the hoop, if it's sitting on the floor like this, the top of the hoop should be touching where your belly button is.
Okay.
If it is too low, it is not big enough for you. It needs to be at belly button level or larger. We always joke that size matters in hooping.
It's important.
So larger is better when it comes to hula hooping.
Nice.
Yes. And people are always like, oh no, that's too big. I don't want to try that hoop. And I'm like, just trust me on this. It's larger, it has more momentum, and it weighs just a little more so that it can help keep that spin going so that you're not having to work as hard when you're learning how to do it the proper way in the beginning, which is essential. So the thicker tubes, not the weighted ones, but the thicker tubes like the ones I make out of the tubing from Lowe's, those are perfect for starting if you are not naturally inclined to it.
Right, so that would be me.
And then you graduate up to a thinner tubing like this that is more lightweight, but it still has to be that tall. You never go smaller, really. Now that I've been hooping, for a while, I can hoop on my waist with a really tiny hoop, but it's not going to keep going for very long, and it's not going to be good for my body. I would say the biggest thing I see it unleash across everybody that touches a hula hoop and has lessons is confidence.
Right.
You will not meet a hooper out there or anybody that has had even just a few lessons that did not tell you, I am more confident because I started this process.
Well, Tiffany, I thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
it
you.
was really interesting learning more about hula hooping and how it can build women's or anyone's confidence, and also you can, it's fitness, right? You can lose weight doing it, and it's fun and exciting.
Yes.
And before we hop off, where can people find you? How can they find out more about?
Yes, absolutely. So I have a website. It is hoopsandhighnotes.com, because I teach the music and I teach the hoops. So hoopsandhighnotes.com. You can also find me on Facebook or Instagram. Also, Hoops and High Notes is how you can find me. And then I have a wonderful friend of mine, Michelle. We are starting a podcast.
Yes.
So we are currently in the process of interviewing some amazing people, and it's going to be called Creative Clarksville. And Michelle is actually here with me today. We are going to be interviewing people who do anything creative. We're not going to put that into a box because we want to know what the driving force of their passion is. Michelle, how would you describe it?
I think it's finding what inspires people.
Yeah.
Their method of doing it, and then also how they transformed while they were doing it, and how it would inspire others to do the same.
Yay! Well, this is great. Thank you, Tiffany and Michelle. I'm excited for Creative Clarksville.
Yes.
And thank you, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Live and Learn. Make sure to tune in next time and live, learn, share, and grow. Take care.
Live and learn. Oh hey, you stuck around. Well, you should definitely subscribe to my channel right down there. Or if you're anything like me and need to stay organized, I'll send you a free daily task list. And of course, you should definitely go check out my other videos right here. All right, see you later.